Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. Last time we went through Smoldering Lake, our first optional area of quite a few, though yeah, took us a long time to have our first optional area of the freaking game, didn't it? We killed the old Demon King, one of the last of his kind, and now demons are extinct. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't know, I guess we'll find out as we keep going. This time, I am finally returning to Pontiff Sullivan's chapel, where we defeated him all that time ago, and we are now going to continue past it. I know, it's been 2 videos in the making, or I guess 3, because this is the 3rd video, but yeah, we're finally moving on. These big doors don't have anything, I think. Yeah, no one's getting that brick out of those 2 notches there. Just in case you can't see that, I'm gonna find a way to equip a torch, because I don't have a torch at the moment. There we go. No one's getting that brick moved out of those notches there. Especially not us. We only have like 16 strength. How do you expect something like that? Actually, I think I only have 15. Yeah, 15 strength. How do you expect someone with 15 strength to move something that strong? Started lagging, stepping through the door. Game must be spawning something new. I like how this door frames that land over there. Makes you wonder all the more what it is. We saw a nice view of that in the Irithyll dungeon. But yeah, we're still not clear on what exactly that is. Clearly, Irithyll considers it important somehow, because this back porch area is facing directly towards it. It's almost as if they were worshipping it. I remember these crystal lizards. If you want to get all of them, you're basically all but required to rest at the, I almost called it a site of grace, the bonfire, and respawn them to get them all. I think there's only 2, so yeah, well, I'll just do that real quick. Actually, do you have to reload the whole area? I really hope not. In other words, this back porch area is actually a PvP zone, one of 2 in the game, where, what I mean by PvP zone is when you're inside of it, people can invade you basically all the time, and the reason why is because there is another territorial covenant in presence. The other PvP zone in the game is the Road of Sacrifices / Farron Keep area. I have to reload the whole... Okay, fine, I'll do that real quick. I hope I switched back to the Estus Flask there. I couldn't see it. But yeah. So if you're online, even if you have been invaded recently and the game's now, like, protecting you from incoming invasions, you can still be invaded by people back here. And in fact, there might be a lot of people coming after you back here. I think you can be invaded by 2 people at once in the 2 PvP zones, where normally you can only be invaded by 1 person. So yeah, that's a pretty special thing about this area. That said, I am not online this video. I tried to go online last episode, but if you may have seen that, it didn't work very well. I kept being kicked off, so I do plan on going online again very soon, so hopefully it'll work better then. Just not this episode, though, because I'd rather not be invaded by like 12 people, thanks. You know, this looks a little familiar. I can't exactly place where I've seen it before, but, like, just the way that's shaped and that big thing there, circle, and that as well. Alright, well, maybe I'll realize what it is as we go. As we go. It didn't really pronounce the G there. Pronounce more the GN, the Yoki, or whatever. I don't know. Alright, anyway. This is a field full of giants that are dead. I assume they've been killed by people coming through. I don't know if we've seen this bit of story yet, but the reason why Aldrich is found down here, apparently his original home of Irithyll, is because I think he and a couple of the Cathedral's members, the Cathedral of the Deep's members, have made a big pilgrimage all the way down to Irithyll, and they've basically killed everyone in their path. Except for Pontiff Sullivan. They left him alive for us, because they're pricks. Alright. There you go. Kill you. And I think those giants were like the last force they got through. Pretty sure. Meh, meh, meh. So I am wanting to explore down the side here because there are 2 NPCs you can fight out in the main area, and I'm currently avoiding them by going down here, and I think, yeah, I'd rather do that. You got the Dark Stone Plate Ring. If you know what the Stone Plate Rings do, you know what that one does. It increases dark damage, defense, absorption, negation. Who cares? You take less dark damage with that ring on. Alright, yep. I watched a video recently about Dark Souls 2. A game that I am, like, halfway interested in trying out. Just because I don't really like Dark Souls 1, but for some reason I have this feeling that Dark Souls 2 would actually be kind of fun to play. But, of course, that might be a misplaced feeling, but you never know until I try, right? So, you know, if I do play that game and I decide it's going to be fun, I might actually, like, do a playthrough on this channel. But, again, we'll have to see about that another time. Anyway, the video I was watching, though, was about, the defense in that game and how defense in Dark Souls 2 sucks. There is literally no reason to wear armor in that game, and I could swear that's also the case in Dark Souls 3. Like, defense really doesn't do anything, but then again, it's probably, like, I think they did make it better with the absorption system, how the absorption is just, like, a percentage reduction of damage on top of the defense, which already does its own decreasing, and you can't really affect defense with armor, or at least it doesn't matter what armor you wear. Defense will be boosted no matter what. I want Silvercat Ring back on for this, so yeah, we're gonna go with this. Oh, Flamestone Plate is actually fine. Let's switch off Chloranthy Ring for something. I think my health is good enough, especially with my Ember, so... slightly ups. I never thought this game would say that. Slightly ups. It ups your defense. Yeah, I don't know. Also lowers HP. I don't really want that. 888. That would be a funny health number to have. But yeah, like the place I am right now, how damaged am I? Yeah, that's a big reduction. I don't really want that. So shorten spellcasting time. I think that's a good one. Actually, before I go on ahead here, there is this obvious door up here, and currently I don't see any enemies over here, so I think this is a much better choice for me right now than that other way. But yeah, to give some details on the Dark Souls 2 video, I wish I could remember the name of the channel, but I think it was like Heavy Armor Sucks, question mark, Poise and Defense in Dark Souls 2 Explained. Just look that up and you'll find it. There is literally little to no difference whatsoever for being completely naked and having the highest defense armor in the game. Like, 33 physical defense and like 1,700 physical defense has basically no difference. It's like, it goes from a 10% damage negation to a 28% damage negation. It's horrible. Now, elemental resistances in that game, or defense in that game, is actually really good from what I saw, but the physical defense in that game sucks and is not at all worth taking. Except for one of the rings in that game that boosts physical defense, because that does it percentage-based, and that's way better than the flat decrease of the armor. Kind of like how this game makes armor gives armor a percentage decrease to defense, or to incoming damage, for having it on. Hi, it's a Mimic! What's up? Wake up! Let's go! Let's go. Let's go. I haven't played Dark Souls 3 in quite a while, so if I start really messing things up, forgive me. Forgive me for not playing this difficult game really perfectly. Golden Ritual Spear. I'm not that big a fan of people who say that these games really aren't that hard. Because I disagree. They're pretty hard. Like, compared to the average game, they're pretty hard. Now, of course, they are definitely not the hardest games in the world. But I don't think anyone's saying that. Or at least anyone aside from gaming journalists and, like, articles and whatnot aren't saying that. Because I would not say this is the hardest game in the world. But, you know, they are a lot harder than the average game. And so I do get annoyed when everyone's like, these games aren't that hard. You just dodge and attack. Buddy, if it were that simple, like, nobody would have ever said this game was hard. If all you did, quote unquote, was dodge and attack. And, like, there is some truth to that. 90% of my gameplay is dodging and then attacking in an opening. But it's the ways you dodge. It's the timings for the dodge and the attack patterns on the enemy side. That's what makes it hard. Like, it's not just as simple as dodging and attacking. I feel like anyone saying that is a little misleading for what these games are actually like. That said, you know, saying these games are the hardest fucking thing in the world and no one except the realist of gamers will beat them is also very misleading for what these games are like. Alright, that's all of you. So I wanted to kill these guys first because the NPCs we fight are down there somewhere. Pretty sure. Oh, okay, they're actually on the... Oh, they're coming after me. Okay, yeah, these guys. These two Dragonites, actually. They're guarding the way up to this place. Whatever big castle this is above us. And you normally fight them down there among the dead bodies of the giants. And if you do that, those guys with these deacons up here are shooting their fireballs at you, and it's really annoying. So I wanted to get them out of the way first. Okay. This is cool. I've never actually, like, fought these guys this way. I kind of like that. Alright, drink up. I do hope to kill at least one of them before I die, if I do die. Okay, good, good. The guy is taking staggers, though when he uses the skill of those things, that's not, he has got hyper armor during that. Okay, there's one of them. Oh, okay, okay, so that's cool. So when I get hit by one spear, I have to take another hit. Thankfully, it doesn't do so much damage that it outright kills me. Elden Ring. Opening! 69 damage! Does 69 plus 69 equal 138? That'd be good to know. For reasons. Alright, smack, yeah, but the dual spears is really annoying. Okay, good. I hit the attack button as I was being hit there, and I am so glad that my character didn't start up the attack afterwards instead of dodging. Like, thank you. Dark Souls 1 would have totally had me starting up the attack instead of dodging there, and oh my god. That would have been ridiculous. Alright, well, isn't that just a flat, empty area of nothing out there? What was this space used for in the past? Some of this stuff is just like, you know, the lands are moving together in a weird way, and it makes them look really strange. That's especially strongly the case here because, well, you'll see! Okay, let me just move out of here. Okay. Thank God those aren't the type of arrows that always hit you if you don't dodge beforehand. Thank you. Items over here, items over here. I don't think there are any, actually. I'll go back this way. So we can hear breathing from down here, and that's because one of these giants is alive. Are you... You can shoot from there? Jeez. That is a good shot. I gotta give you credit on that. Credit where it's due. You're a good shot, but can you please stop? Okay, here's an ember, and then I think it's you who comes to life, if I'm not mistaken. Though I feel like I hear breathing from more than one place, so maybe more than one giant wakes up. Wow, look, I can actually see the health bar of this guy. Isn't that nice? All the previous giants I fought didn't show the health bar at all, and that's probably because this guy's way smaller than the others. At least it seems that way. Are these, like, younger giants? They're nowhere near as big. Okay, well, they're also nowhere near as tanky, so there you go. I think they drop upgrade materials. Yeah, Titanite shards. It's mainly why I'm getting them. Titanite shards are always good, because you need Titanite shards to start upgrading another weapon you might want to use, so... It's good for the game to keep giving you those, even though we are currently in the large Titanite shard phase, where almost every Titanite shard you find in the environment is a large one. It's still good to get the normal ones from time to time. That said, yeah, the next weapon I'm looking at getting is coming up soon. I really hope I have the stats for it, and when I get it, I really hope it's good, because, you know, I don't necessarily want to just use these the entire game. Part of the whole reason I'm doing this second playthrough is so that I can have more variety in my weapons. And so, you know, if I'm just using these the whole game, then what's the freaking point of doing that, then? And, you know... The Seltzer Twin Blades are, from what I've seen, infamously powerful. Like, they are widely accepted as one of the best PvE weapons in this game. So, you know, if I just use them the whole game, people are gonna see me as cheap. In truth, I don't give a shit about that. I'm still gonna use these weapons just because, or this weapon just because it's really fun. And you can make a lot of other stuff work in this game. In fact, I might say that my favorite build to go for in this game is a strength build, because that's what I did on my second playthrough. I eventually converted over to a strength build, and it turned out to be really fun, actually. Like, the weapons are slow as hell, but when you land them, they feel so good to land and to deal a shit ton of damage. Alright, we're inside. This wall here is misaligned. Nice job. I don't know how they managed to do that so evenly. The brick builders here. I don't know if there's an official title for anyone who is specifically placing bricks, but yeah. They must have, like, sliced this wall off and then put this other wall in later. That's my explanation. It was a sloppy renovation project, you know? One of you should be fake. Okay, I've got 2 Estus going into this. This is gonna be rough, because down here are 2 very powerful foes, and if I die to them too often, then that would be a problem, because I would have to show the run back to them every single time, and the run back to them is quite long. These are 2 Sullivan's Beasts, so I think that is their official name, or it's the name the community gives them, so the idea is that they're like Pontiff Sullivan's pets. He had 1 guarding the bridge, and then he has 2 down here in the wet dungeon of terribleness, because he hates them, I guess. So what I want to do is catch the attention of this one without the other one seeing me. I'm hoping that going out here in their line of sight will help. I think picking up this item... Okay. I'm just gonna stop there. I'm not gonna pick up the item. We're gonna, now that this guy's after me, take him over here and we'll fight him over here. It is a little annoying to fight him in this cramped space, but I'd rather do that than fight both of them at once. Okay, that lightning attack is gonna do more damage down here, I think, because we're in water. I think when a lightning attack is done in water, it does more damage. At least that's the case in Elden Ring. I don't know if that applies to this game, but I do know that lightning and water have other interactions in this game, so yeah. Oh crap, I ran out of stamina. Perfect, okay. Only used 1 Estus on that guy. And the next battle is gonna give me more space to move. I just need to not use up all my stamina in an instant and we'll be fine. Human dregs. We'll see what those are in a bit. Okay, lock on, please. Thank you. These things can have some really weirdly fast attacks. I hope they never do them, because I am really bad at seeing them coming, because they're just so fast, and, you know, I don't remember when they can use them. Okay, no. Manage stamina. You're gonna need it to run away from that attack, for example. Okay, we're good. Focusing. Alright, good. Don't use up all my stamina here. I just get too happy in attacking repeatedly. I didn't know you could kick me like that. Okay. Alright, he's... Oh, nope, not done. Get that. That really quick, snappy bite. I don't know when they do that. Okay, not done. Boom. Alright. That is so nice, because killing these 2 spawns a bonfire down here, so I'm so glad I did that first try. They also give you the Ring of Favor, and whatever this item is. It's a deep gem. Okay, I think we've seen this before. Let's light the bonfire, rest at it, get all my stuff back. The Ring of Favor is really good. It boosts, I think, max HP and max stamina. It's like, it's one of the best stamina boosting abilities in the game, so... It's one of the most reliable ways to boost your stamina. Okay, HP stamina max equip load is the 3rd thing it does. By not very much, but you're really after this for the HP and stamina boost. Now, again, that's not very much of a HP boost, but it is a very good stamina boost. So yeah, if you're having a hard time with stamina, you definitely might want to put this ring on. In fact, you know what? I have like 500,000 souls. Why don't I, like, take this off, because I'm not really using it, and then let me switch out my magic ring for that. Yeah, there we go. Now I've got a lot more stamina to work with. The Ring of Favor does not have a buff icon in the upper corner. Interesting. Before I leave, I would like to talk to you. Archdeacon McDonald. I don't know what happened to him, but, we can join a covenant from him. We can join a covenant from his corpse. I don't know how this works. I don't know why you can still get covenants from, like, dead people. It's so that the game ensures you never kill them and never sabotage your attempts in the covenant, I guess. And human dregs is the item that they like to receive. So, the Aldrich Faithful Covenant will invade players around this area, around the Pontiff Sullivan back porch area. And, you know, if you have the Covenant equipped, you'll be automatically summoned to invade a host passing through here. And if you defeat them, you get human dregs. Very cool. Dregs are the heaviest things within the human body, and will sink to the lowest depths imaginable, where they become the shackles that bind this world. Fun fact, that is not the only Covenant we will be discovering today. But before we get on to that, let me just go back to Water Reserve. I actually didn't know this place was called that. Cool. Before we get to that, let's head back to Firelink Shrine, since I think I have enough souls to level up. So yeah, let's do that. Firelink Shrine. I do plan to put a level into Attunement, not only so I can get that going, but also so I can hopefully get another Attunement slot. Nah. I'll still take it. I can level up again. Okay, good. Good. I will need 1 point in strength relatively soon, but we're not, like, starved of it yet. And I think I am good in dexterity and intelligence for what I want to use next. So yeah, let's level intelligence more, because honestly, if I'm behind on anything for this mysterious weapon that I keep hinting towards, alluding to, if I'm behind on anything for that weapon, it would be intelligence, most likely. So I think it's safest to put it there, because all I need is 1 point of strength. Rime Blue Moss Clump. Radiating gentle heat and light. I couldn't imagine it would radiate gentle heat looking that cold, but whatever. There is magic in this universe, after all. Alright, this is a somewhat annoying place to climb out of every time we respawn, but I think this is a much better alternative to spawning in Pontiff Sullivan's arena and, sorry, hiccuping, running all the way back to this building. So yeah, I'd much rather do this, even though it is slow, and it's especially slow because I'm not holding the sprint button. What is our staff attached to? Absolutely nothing is the answer. I just love that. You put the weapons on your back, but there's nothing there to hold them. You just, like, glue it. It's a magnet. It's just hovering a little ways away from you. Maybe every human in this world is equipped with a natural spell that lets them do that. It's just very funny to look at. It's when you have, like, a shield equipped, a lot of your back is covered, so the game's trying to use that to obscure the fact that there's really nothing your weapons are attached to there. It doesn't really work. But, you know, it's fine. I don't notice it, nor do I care about it. Aside from the fact that I just told you about it. Okay, so, up ahead, we have these archers who were shooting at us before. Those are Silver Knights, similar to the Black Knights, though I think a little weaker. These ones are archers, and they shoot at you, obviously, if you're make yourself known at all. If you are reminded of something from a certain other Dark Souls game, you're correct. This is a callback to that very area. Alright, hello. Okay, get the large Shite Knight shard there. That's a statue of a robed figure. You know, I keep asking, like, why are there so many freaking statues in these games? And it could just be because ancient civilizations just really liked building statues. that there really are that many, even in, like, real-world history. I mean, yeah, statues like this decorating the side of a building or whatever is fine, but I'm wondering why there are so many statues scattered all over the streets. Maybe it's supposed to look like chaotic, like this is what the world's reduced to. These statues that are normally found in high-end places are now just everywhere in the city. Because, like, I wonder that with Bloodborne. There's an area of Bloodborne. Okay, good. You're still in Archer mode. That's what I hoped for. There's an area in Bloodborne that, sorry, I'm needing to focus a little bit against this guy. I'm in a sticky situation here. Could go wrong. There's an area in Bloodborne that has statues, like, all over one of the walls. And I'm just like, what are those? Why is that there? And the statues are of people, like, screaming or in distressed poses. And so I'm like, is this a petrification curse? Because that's all I can really explain it as. Otherwise, they're just kind of statues sitting there. What is that? What's that red line behind the window? You see that? I think it's just like the corner of the wall in there. I don't know. Something weird with the rendering? Alright, whatever. Every time I see a little rendering bug, there's a moment of panic I have that like, my graphics card is dying! And you never know, my computer is decently old by now for gaming PC standards, so it could be like slowly on its way out. In that case, I would not be able to make videos at all, so I hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. I should still have like another year or two at least, at the very least another year or two of computer usage. Hopefully more than that, because, you know, I don't know how many big video essays I can make in a year. I doubt I can make that many. I have to say, I'm playing this game fairly well, considering how sloppy I've played in other sessions. This one's going pretty well. I don't know if it's just the enemies I've been fighting aren't that bad, or I've just been careful and focused. Maybe I did need a little break from this game as to not get all, like, impatient and, I guess, trigger-happy with it. So my main channel playthrough, I died here a bunch of times from falling off the edge, so I'm gonna try to avoid that from happening this time. It all starts by killing you. Charged attack don't do shit. Okay, he's in melee mode, so now he should follow me, right? No, he switched back to archer mode. Okay. These guys are somewhat predictable in how in archer mode they never actually move. And in fact, if you stay out of line of sight long enough, never mind. Now he's coming after me. Thanks. Okay. Want to come up? No. Okay. Sure. We'll do it down here on this precarious ledge then, I guess, if we must. Switch back to archer mode. Oh, now you're following me up. Okay. Okay, whatever. It's either randomness or health level that determines whether they switch back to archer mode or not. Because, you know, I got him close to death, and then he was like, okay, I can't shoot you anymore. I'll just be making myself vulnerable. But yeah, see, when they're in archer mode, they stop moving entirely. So all you really have to do is dodge arrows or go behind something, and eventually they should stop. If they're aggroed onto you, they might turn into melee like that guy did, but, you know, they're a little predictable in that way. Hello. It's a level of predictability not usually afforded to you. A Ford's F-150. Their tracking on that attack really sucks, but I am all for it. I don't like those attacks that track you super perfectly, and the only way is to time a dodge correctly, because, you know, I like having the freedom to dodge whenever I want. I do realize, though, that being able to dodge wherever you want makes the attack a lot easier to deal with. And that's my point. I prefer attacks being easy. Let me firebomb one of you guys. I think I'd rather it be you, because you're mainly a melee guy. You're not holding a bow, so you get aggroed. They do not chain pull. They do not care whatsoever about one another's safety. I'm gonna try attacking with Soul Greatsword. Let's go. Even when I'm choosing to use magic, I always use it for melee purposes. That's just me in Dark Souls 3, honestly. Me in Dark Souls 3, honestly, with a tree. I didn't even have to dodge there. Alright. Ooh, I have an idea. So, first of all, we Great Magic Weapon, then we Soul Greatsword him, then we beat him with magic. He'll be shoved down, he'll have so much magic shoved down his heart, he won't be able to handle it. Oh wow, you had more defense. Oh, you're a spear guy. Oh, I hate you. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, that wasn't that bad. I think the Lothric Knight's spears are worse. In fact, I think the Lothric Knights might be harder on the whole. Then again, you know, these guys aren't, like, easy. But they are easier than the Black Knights, which only appear in select locations. These guys, the Silver Knights, they're a lot easier. I can't tell if it's because they have different attacks, or they just have weaker weapons than the Black Knights do. Because they just seem to have, like, regular swords and shields. And the Black Knights tended to have those large great swords that did a lot of damage. Now, every time they've been hitting me, they've been doing a lot of damage, but their attacks have been the most dodgeable up till this point. And I felt that way in all my other playthroughs too. There's a little shortcut you can open up, so now spawning at Pontiff Sullivan's bonfire would be the best choice. Moving on here. However, I think we've killed every Silver Knight on this road, so I don't think there's actually a need for that shortcut. I should do like a top 10 most useless shortcuts in Dark Souls 3 video. I think that would actually be really fun. Oh, we have an item here. We get it. This is exactly why I didn't want to put on Silver Cat Ring. Oh yeah, as for something else that happened recently, Elden Ring Night Rain has released since my last recording. I am honestly kind of interested in playing it. And if I do, it'll be on this channel. I don't see how I could make any kind of main channel video about it. I do have some ideas for main channel videos involving the rest of the Souls games I've played, but both this and, actually mainly this, and Elden Ring, and also a video on Dark Souls 1 and why I hate it, but anyway. Elden Ring Night Rain looks like a decent amount of fun, though it definitely... It looks like fun. It might not actually be fun when I play it, because as some people have said, it's designed for co-op, so if you were to go with a solo mode, and I totally would because I'm stubborn like that, I don't want to get friends to play with, so I totally would play the solo mode. And if you are going to play it solo, you need to be pretty good at Soulsborne bosses on the whole, in order to actually, like, do well in that game. Still, though, I think it could be a really fun challenge, and especially if you bring the right character, because that game has a bunch of pre-made characters that you can play as, and there's a lot of characters that do really well, like, I think the main guy, the Wilder, is the best for solo overall, just because he's super powerful and good at, all-around good at everything, from what I've heard. Oh, sorry. I just noticed this. Can I get on that? Let me see if there's any items on it. I doubt there is, but let me take a look. Smoothing the camera. Smoothing the camera. I don't think I can, and I'd rather not listen to these guys snore any longer, so let's just go up. Let's go into this door. I think I've seen this area before, too. Hey, it's a bunch of those knights we killed outside. It'd be funny if each one of them crumbled as you killed a Silver Knight. Like, it would be the count of how many Silver Knights you've killed, and if you kill enough of them, something opens in this room. Instead, to open something in this room, all you need to do is walk up to this big statue of a cool guy with a big beard and hit it. Somewhere else, in another land, you actually had to find, like, a special ring and put that on, but here, all you have to do is hit it. The defense is really weakened, I can tell. This also looks familiar. A brass set. Very cool. I think the brass set does look pretty good from what I remember. Maybe even with the helmet. Okay, so in my main channel playthrough, there was actually something waiting for me here at the end of this hallway. And that's because I let Henri die in the Church of Yorshka way back at the beginning of Irithyll. But now that I've killed the pilgrim that was about to assassinate them, they're no longer here. If the pilgrim assassinated them, they would be here, and you'd pick up one of their items. I think it was their sword you could pick up. And it was also important for them to be here for a certain side quest that I'm not doing. So, yeah. This time, they're not dead. I have saved them. Alright, let me go to the sides. I don't think... Yeah, there's nothing here. There is something on the other side, though. I'm sorry. Are those, like, elegant, flowery decorations for a brick wall? Normally you see that kind of thing on windows, right? Or in the frame of a picture or a mirror or something. Why are those placed over a brick wall? Why spend all this budget on that? Alright, open up this chest, and you get a very strange ring, the reversal ring. This switches your animations to that of the other gender you can pick in character creation. It's very subtle, very hard to notice, and for that reason, it's a completely useless ring you should never wear, because, like, there's literally no difference between them. I think actually one thing that changes is footstep sounds. For some reason, certain like animations that you use whenever walking around have different footstep sounds. Like right now, mine sound like this. Let's see. I think there are some things where if you two-hand them, your footsteps sound louder. Let me... Okay, I don't think I can... Or no, I can. Yeah. When I two-hand the torch, my footsteps are heavier. It's a weird bug. I don't really get it. And I think that reversal ring, if you put it on, at least as a female character, it does fix that. So that might be a thing with the female character's animations. They might have a weird inconsistency in their footstep sounds. Either way, that's all that ring does. I don't recommend it, because it doesn't really do anything. So... Sprinty out. Ember. Now I pull this. That has to be the warmest welcome anything has given me in this entire game, and it's in the middle of a freezing city. This also seems very familiar, though. For anyone who hasn't played Dark Souls 1, this is a location from Dark Souls 1. Because, yeah, if you haven't played that game, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? But, yeah. This is a moment that is sweetened by having context and experience from Dark Souls 1. Or at least knowing about its world. Because, why are you standing on the edge like that? Wow, okay. Do as you wish. Pull this lever. Right up to the top. And you are greeted with the familiar sight of Anor Londo. The main capital city of Lordran, and it is now here in the middle of Lothric for some reason. This is going to show like the whole lands converging thing. Why is Anor Londo here? Because it is. It's just the lands carried it across the map until it met up with Lothric Castle and the rest of the place. How does that work? I have no idea. It's just how things work. Like this bonfire, this is why you don't need the shortcut, the door that I opened earlier. That's why that shortcut is pointless, because you just get a bonfire up here anyway. I'm glad you get a bonfire up here, but it does mean that shortcut doesn't do anything. I love the view of the surrounding world. Sorry, hiccup. I love the view of the surrounding world from this place, because you're so high up, you get a clear view of almost everything. Let me go back and just look at the city down below, the city of Irithyll, and then Lothric Castle all the way up there. That's where we started the adventure. We were all the way up there, and then we made the great descent down here. And this is actually one of our final locations left to explore in the world, honestly, so yeah. In Lothric, anyway. There's the city down below. So cool, man. And from up here, it is somewhat hard to tell which areas are places you've been to and which aren't. Any of them that have warm lighting inside is a place you're supposed to go. But still, it's hard to tell apart background from real area. And then there's stuff like the repeating texture on top of that building that... I can't see it, but that building over there with the repeating texture, there's stuff like that kind of ruins it, but... Otherwise, this is such an awesome view. Look at how big Pontiff Sullivan's chamber is. The chapel, the place he rules the city from, or rules, rather. Oh, is that Irithyll dungeon down there? Does that have a big roof? And is that a piece of geometry that's floating in space? It is. The fact that these views can look this cool despite things like that just goes to show how good this game is. And how weird it is at the same time. Oh, the weird lighting. You see those stairs? I don't know if that's showing up in the video, but, like, the rippled lighting effect on those stairs looks so strange. It's my renderer, probably. Alright, let's go up the stairs. So I think by stepping up the stairs, indeed, you trigger two Silver Knights that begin patrolling down. If you, I think, get one of their attention... and then take them really far away from the other one will not know that you're there, and so you can fight them one-on-one, which I'd recommend doing. In any case where you can fight one enemy at a time, I say do it, because fighting two enemies at once in Dark Souls sucks. Somehow I feel like in Elden Ring fighting two enemies isn't as bad. Yeah, see, I pulled him back here, and this guy's vision range is so low, he actually didn't see me, so he's just going the other way. Now, I attack you! How did I avoid that? He has the high ground. Doesn't that usually give an advantage? Maybe not for Dark Souls. Having the high ground in Dark Souls might actually suck. Because that does seem to be how it works. Like, enemies seem to miss you more, and whenever I have the high ground over the height advantage over an enemy, I seem to miss them more, so... experience goes both ways. Now that we're actually up here, the Anor Londo area itself, the one with the name, is not very long, and that's why I wanted to do that whole run-up section first, in the same video, because that I think is a part of Anor Londo, in my opinion. Ooh. Okay, so this is weird. This is Anri of Astora, who I've just mentioned is alive. They are calling for cooperation, and so we can summon them as a phantom, or be summoned into their world as a phantom. However, doing this spoils the boss fight. I'm gonna... Oh, okay, it just, like, breathed at me. I'm gonna look up real quick if I have to do this first, or if I can come back for this later after I'm done with the boss in my own game. If it works anything like the online, then I will be able to come back after the boss is down. Alright, I looked at two different sources. They don't say whether or not you're locked out of this for progressing too far in this area, so I'm just gonna progress far in this area. If I'm locked out of it, whatever. I also found more information about Anri's quest that I will be sure to show off once the time arrives. Oh, you have red eyes. Okay. Well, let's see what that means. Okay, you've got a beefier health bar, I think. I want to say. Sure seems that way. It's only doing 80 damage per hit. But, you know, if both hit, I'm doing like hundreds, so. Stabby. Slashy! Do these weapons deal slash damage? Okay, they do. That makes sense. So if anything is like really resistance against, yes. If anything is really resistant to slash damage, it will not be as affected. In fact, I may have fought some of those enemies so far, but I think this damage output is just too high for that to really matter. And, you know, the weapons are really fast. You can easily recover and dodge attacks with them. Anything out here? I feel like they hide an item out here somewhere. I almost fell off thanks to the camera just then. Stupid camera. Alright. Running out of stamina. Okay, so I don't necessarily want to enter Anor Londo just yet, because there is something to see around here. Actually, back towards the beginning, or back past the beginning, if you want to be really accurate with it. I swear there's an item over here, isn't there? No? Okay. Maybe I'm remembering the fact that there isn't an item over here, and it's being confused. My memory's being confused, and I'm starting to believe there is an item over here, but there's actually just nothing out here. Okay. You just sit atop this bridge and overlook the rest of the land. Very cool. I'm happy with that. I like all those trees. That area, like, right there looks like Skyrim. I should play more Skyrim. I played a session of it recently, and it was fun. Just, like, wandering around and doing random shit. Can't believe that type of game isn't more common. Alright. Whee! So I believe down here, or somewhere towards the bottom of Anor Londo, up there by the bonfire, there's actually a hidden message you can reveal with Seek Guidance that hints you towards the location of an invisible platform. Right here. Yeah, so there's an invisible ground right here, stretching off of this bridge, and if you cross it, you can gain access to this tower that has another bonfire on it for some reason. I guess you don't have to make the run back to this place every time, because this is actually the location of another covenant. Let's light this up. It's on fire! Bonfire lit. And this is the one Covenant who has a living person as its lead, I guess? I mean, like, you know, the other Covenant we discovered had a dead guy as its lead, so... I guess Rosaria was the other one, but still. Second one we've seen.
Name thyself, stranger. I am Yorshka, captain of the Dark Moon Knights. What beckoned thee to such a place?
Loyalty!
Thou thinkst too. Very well. Captain to this knightless company I remain. I will grant thee purpose. Thou'st journeyed far. Hear my voice. If thou shalt swear by the Covenant to become a shadow of Father Gwyn and Sister Guinevere, a blade that shall hunt the foes of our lords, then I place thee under the aegis and the power of the Dark Moon. Thou art now a blade of the Dark Moon, the only knight of our company. Swear this oath and face thy solemn duty.
This is the only Covenant they poured actual dev time into. The other ones, you just ask to join Covenant and you receive it with no other word. You can kneel before her again.
Good blade of the Dark Moon, welcome home. If I can provide thee succor, only tell me how.
So the Blades of the Dark Moon are the exact same Covenant as the Blue Sentinels. Their objective is to help hosts fight off invaders. They're an anti-invader organization. And they were originally set up by the Dark Sun Gwendolyn in the first Dark Souls. And also Blades of the Dark Moon were the only Covenant in Dark Souls 1 that was anti-invader. The Blue Sentinels came later, as far as I'm aware. Proof of Concord kept is their Covenant item. I think you can talk to her more as well.
Long ago, our father
Lore!
Gwyn, lamenting the waning of the fire, became cinder of his own will. Now, the fire is linked by the champions who have come in his stead.
They're the Lords of Cinder.
Such is the will of Father and the gods. And so the Dark Moon Knights took arms to watch over those who link the fire. But long ago, our company lost its last proper knight. Only its covenant was preserved to this day, until the time of thy visit. Heirdom taketh many forms, indeed.
Sounds like everything in the planet is just dying off.
May I pose thee a question? This tower, this prison, stands tall and solitary, the contraption bridging its lower reaches long unmoving. So, by what path didst thou here ascend? Art thou a creature of the air? Or other winged thing?
Yes, I can fly!
Oh my. I imagined it might be so. Then thou art a dragon? Or perhaps a crow? Well, whatever thou beest, thou'rt wondrous strange, yet strangely familiar, visitor.
I can only fly when the game demands that I can, or the game decides that I can. So Yorshka here is a similar being to... what was her name from Dark Souls 1? The crossbreed Priscilla. You can see she has a dragon tail, so she is a crossbreed between, as far as I can tell, a human and a dragon. And Priscilla in Dark Souls 1 was the same way.
Off so soon? May the Dark Moon watch over thee.
Honestly, I was here for longer than I imagined I'd be, so soon is not very accurate, but that's whatever. So yeah, we got a bonfire you can use to return to her any time. You have severed ears to turn in, because that's just how things work in this world. You turn in severed ears and you get rewards. I will not show the Covenant rewards in this playthrough just because I'm not going to do the Covenants. I did show what they were in my main channel playthrough in episode 11, so if you'd like to see that, what they give, you can go there. Since we've basically seen all of them by now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is every one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. There are 8 covenants, right? I don't think there's any more beyond this point. The one thing we haven't seen is where you actually turn in the sunlight medals for the Warrior Sunlight Covenant, and that's because that comes in a very late area of the game. But that's it. Otherwise, we've seen every covenant now, so it's a good time to bring that up, actually. I'm pretty sure one of these items is an armor set, right? Yep, the Painting Guardian set. An enemy you could fight in Dark Souls 1's Anor Londo. So, of course, they're being brought back. Thank you so much, Silver Cat Ring. That probably would have killed me if it weren't for the Silver Cat Ring. Because I don't think those little mini lands to the side counted as actually touching the ground. So I think that would have been like a 20-meter lethal fall if it weren't for the Silver Cat Ring. Or if it weren't for me catching that board, more accurately. Alright, let me move back up to Anor Londo. And yes, this is the Church of Yorshka. She exists in the top of the tower. As far away from people as humanly possible. I'm not really sure why. I guess it is dangerous down in the streets, so I can understand. But you never know. What if the enemies learn how to fly? I mean, I can fly, right? Who's to say any old enemy can't fly? Alright. I would like to fight these guys once again. But hopefully I will not have to do this run back so many times as to keep fighting them over and over. Come on down. I forgot I'm supposed to be aggroing them. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, come back this way. Soul Greatsword is just... it's too slow, I think. Whenever I start using it, they start up an attack, and since I'm committed to Soul Greatsword, I can't really use it. So if I do use anything, it might be a projectile. I might want to switch out my spells, actually, once I kill this guy. Yeah, you know what? I'll take your loot, and then I'll switch out my spells. Which basically just means I undid all of that. Whatever. I still want to keep Soul Greatsword on. We'll replace Great Magic Weapon, just because I haven't been using that very much. I'm not sure how effective it is on these guys, so yeah. I would like to, like, on occasion, throw Soul Arrow at them. That'll be fun. And with my, boost charge times ring on, should be fine. Except for the time when it wasn't fine right there, and when that heal somehow cost me that entire fucking... Alright, that entire dodge was eaten up by the heal, because heals take ever so slightly longer than you think they do. Hey, it's a way better heal than Dark Souls 1, can I just freaking say. Perfect. Yeah, that basically was perfect. Alright, heal you, then we'll move on. Slam, no follow-up. $480p. I'm upgrading your resolution. Couldn't quite get to 720 or 1080, but, you know, that's a tall order. Hey, got a flask back. So even though I used up 2 Estus flasks at the beginning, I have not anymore. Oh, hey, the Prism Stone in front of Henri's summon sign is differently colored every time. That's neat. Alright, don't think there's anything out here. No enemies either. This is the one place with an open door. This guy, I remember, I actually did not know this at the time of my main channel playthrough, but this is not just any old giant slave like in the rest of the game. This was actually a character in Dark Souls 1, the giant blacksmith. He even has a coal for you. If you found him in Anor Londo, you could use him to upgrade your weapons in addition to Andre, who is also in this game, in the shrine. And he could actually, like, use... He upgraded your weapons differently. That game has a really complicated upgrade system. I don't really understand myself, but he's what you needed for certain upgrade paths, from what I remember. And now he gives you Lightning, Simple, and Chaos Infusions. Very cool. He was once the blacksmith of the gods. Even the blacksmith for the gods is treated this badly. This is how much the world sucks. This is kind of a unique footstep sound. I don't recall ever hearing this anywhere else. The slimy steps on these slimy stairs. Alright. Crossing through this very cool looking place, we now enter Anor Londo. And this one huge room with items scattered throughout is basically all there is here. There's a bunch of enemies, mostly deacons, but that's really it. This area is very small once you actually get up to it. And a lot of people were disappointed by this, but personally, I think that little area of buildup to Anor Londo counts as a part of the area, and so I'm personally not at all disappointed by how small it is. In fact, I think it's a good size all around. But I do know Anor Londo was a bigger area in Dark Souls 1, so that's mainly why people were disappointed by it. Because there was more places you went in Anor Londo in the first game. Drink. I cannot stagger these guys. I gotta get out of the habit of trying. Idiot. Deacon robe. Someone severed ear. I just took the ear off that corpse. Pried it off. Probably shouldn't go into detail in case y'all are eating this. In case y'all are eating this? Yeah, in case y'all are eating this video. If you're eating this video, then I have to ask, what the hell are you doing? Can you not? My videos are not to be eaten, they are to be watched. But if you're eating while watching this video, then I'm very sorry for the descriptions. Cool. So these guys are hard to stagger, but when I do stagger them, they fall all the way on the floor. That's so funny. I think that's all the deacons in here. There is one more very dangerous enemy. In fact, I'm gonna heal in preparation. The boss is right there, but you know me, I gotta collect everything in this room first. Another deacon robe, okay. I guess that's just an enemy drop. There's a bunch of these guys in here, these little dudes, the little slimes, whatever. Right, moonlight arrow, okay. I think there's a chest to the side I want to get. I don't think this is a mimic. No, it is not. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Okay, so there's a beast hanging out on the ceiling, and he has now dropped down. This is another one of these, like, the beast. We saw one of these in Cathedral of the Deep, and this is the second one. This is to show that Aldrich has left his mark here as well, since Cathedral of the Deep is where Aldrich was originally. I need an open space to fight this guy, so I'm opening the door for that. There we go. Now we have a much more straight path to get inside the Anor Londo room, the chamber. Oh, shoot. That bite attack is fast. Oh. Oh, I probably could have gotten a critical hit. Oh, crap, I used up all my stamina. What am I doing? It's the very thing I said not to do earlier this video. Okay, jump. No. Vomit instead. All right, fine. Do it. You do you. Stacking him again. There we go. Got the critical hit. All right. Wow, this whole area went really well. I have not died this far in. The boss might change that, though, because the boss is one I struggle with pretty much. Aldrich's Ruby. I love this because it makes me wonder if this is a subtle reference to Pokemon. So you've heard of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, right? And then you heard of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, right? Well, get ready for Pokemon Aldrich's Ruby and Aldrich's Sapphire coming out for the Switch 2. Alright. I think I'm gonna head back to Firelink Shrine now that I've opened all that stuff and looted all that stuff. I think I just want to go get myself upgraded. Maybe make some extra preparations that I can think of. And then we're gonna move on to the boss, I guess. Only an hour in. This is a very short area, isn't it? Gulp. That was me drinking water. Sorry about that.
Welcome.
Sorry for me hydrating while recording. I know, it's horrible of me. We're still not at that point yet. Let's get intelligence just to be safe. Can I actually level? Oh my god, I can actually level something else. Attunement. Let's go with it.
Farewell, Ashley.
Okay, so now we have a third spell slot. I can actually use this opportunity to show that I'm not lying. There really is a hidden message with Seek Guidance. And I can equip a Pyromancy as well to deal with those little slime guys. Though I don't think it's very necessary. Those slime guys are slow. I'm not worried about them. So yeah, I will at least equip Seek Guidance, which is this. So I can show that. Oh yeah, I also got an Estus Shard just then, as they do drop down. So why don't I just go plug that in right now? I don't think I have... Do I have an undead bone shard? I have 2 undead bone shards. I have 2 Estus shards. Oh, man. I need to get on this. All right, let's use both. It's a lot Estus. I'll go with... Yeah, honestly, I'll go with 9-4. I think that'll be fine. And I can give him the Giant's Coal while I'm at it.
My. The coal of that peaceable giant. Seems like ages passed. I imagine his passing was long ago. I miss the old bugger, I do. My thanks. I'll be sure this coal is put to good use. I'll be smithing weapons never afore seen by the likes of ye. It's but a small service to pay my humble respects.
Yeah, you'll be smithing those weapons if I remember to actually, like, ask you to infuse them, which I probably won't. No offense, it's just how I like to play this game. I don't really like infusing. Infusing. My question is, how on earth did you outlive that giant? Seems almost unbelievable to me. I keep spending all my runes and having none left to buy anything else from anyone else. I mean, that's fine. I'll still get a lot of runes from, souls. Have I been calling them runes? I'll still get a lot of souls from the boss and whatnot, so... I'm watching the flame. I'm observing its growth in brightness as we go. Bonfire level 9. Alright, so we should have an Estus Flask plus 8 now. That's gonna be really good. I don't know if I even need the Estus Ring at the moment with my current level of health. Alright. I probably am going to fight my way into the boss on my first go, but if I do this again, I'll just run past the enemies, because that's what you do. This place takes a while to load, but I can imagine. I mean, all these structures are really big and would probably take a while. So it's a better explanation than that one random cave in Grail's Dragon Barrow in Elden Ring taking longer to load than anywhere else in the game. Look at all the blood you have. That blood that's coming out of you is really dark. I wonder, is that the idea? That they're all, like, hollowed out on the inside? Oh, no. Oh, no. Hey, it's like I said, fighting 2 enemies at the same time sucks. I can't believe that went so bad. I was hanging out too close to the stairs, I guess, and... he just kept holding up his shield at all the best times. Alright, well, that's fine. It's about time I die this episode, you know? Souls are right here. 605 of them. Alright, we're gonna take you far away from the stairs this time. Yeah, you're so zappy and cool, aren't you? Oh, I do not have a lot of health without an Ember. Well, I'll probably have to Ember up during the boss. That's fine with me. Cool. Perfect. Titanite Shard, you there. You're next. Oh, yeah. Wait, I just remembered. I just remembered something I wanted to use in this area, and I haven't remembered. The Dragon Torso Stone we got in Irithyll Dungeon. That has an effect I haven't shown yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it here at all. But I mean, I guess I could. So the Dragon Torso Stone. If I scroll down to it. Stone equipped with the power of the everlasting dragons, used in a secret rite by dragon worshippers. Gain the torso of a dragon and a dragon's roar, a transformation that is irreversible until death. From ancient times, the path of dragon worship was walked by warriors said they envision Archdragon Peak in the depths of their meditation. Wonder what that place is. And at times, they even hear the distant sound of the great bell at the peak. Ooh, okay. So this, in order to use this, you can't normally use this, but in order to actually use it, you need to unequip everything. So yeah, go all the way down to this, then you should be able to use the Torso Stone to make a transformation into a dragon. So let's do that. So, I don't know exactly what this entails. Clearly, we get a buff to resistances, which were heavily lowered by us not having any armor on there. But now they're a little bit buffed. I do know that now we have a huge weakness to lightning damage, so the Black Knights would actually, or the Silver Knights up here would actually do a lot more. And in addition, I think we can keep using this to gain a new power. So this is a roar that, like, buffs us. I'm gonna put that in here so I can use that during the oncoming battles. I don't know exactly what that buffs. Let me see if I can tell. Does it buff attack power? If I had to guess, it's probably just attack power, you know? Use it. It does not cost any FP, though. Looks like that's an attack power buff. Yeah, that's an attack power buff. Not by very much, but, you know, it's there. It's kind of neat. It's something that don't really use that often, or people don't really use that often, so why don't I give it a go? Sprint around that. I do have, like, 0 physical damage absorption right now. Not that it matters that much, but still. I do need to watch out. These guys make the weirdest little mumbles. Alright, guys. We get it. I hate you. I just kind of want to get the main deacon guys out of here. Alright, you will stagger. Thank you. Alright, that's all of you done. I think that's that whole room explored. Let's go into the boss as a dragon. Drink. It's the last Lord of Cinder, Aldrich, Devourer of Gods, and he is currently in the middle of devouring a god. That is the human figure there in the middle. That is Dark Sun Gwendolyn from Dark Souls 1. And Aldrich is eating him right now. Oh! He's eating him and able to use attacks Gwendolyn uses on us. Okay, that's gonna be the projectiles again. Hitting Gwendolyn does the most damage to Aldrich, so, like, I guess they're, like, in a weird symbiosis there. You can also attack Aldrich's sludge areas for less damage, though. Oh god. Okay, that does do damage, but thankfully it didn't hit me. I am taking a lot of damage, so yeah, this is definitely not gonna go super well. I would kind of like to fight this boss as a dragon, though. I think that would be kind of cool. Can I still Ember in this form? Pretty sure I can. He keeps leaving. He keeps running away. Okay, on the other side. Might have to Ember here pretty soon. Okay, that does enough damage to kill me. Cool. My face is in the wall there. All right, then now we're gonna transform back into a dragon and try again. I would like to use the dragon's little buff more often. The mace. Mace for your face! I like this boss enough. I hear that not everyone is a huge fan of it, but I think it's pretty good on the whole. It's not my favorite in this game, but my favorite bosses are all, like, really late in the game, so... Alright, Nope. Nope, I'm just ignoring all of you. Just gonna leave you on red. Seen at 6:21 p.m. Actually, 3:31 p.m. That's the time it is right now as I'm recording this. And very cool. Only took one little thing of damage. Let's go! I might want to put the Dragon Torso Stone in my, quick item slot, because the buff does not last very long. Oh, but that is a good buff! So, yeah, that considered. Alright, he's leaving and running away. Yeah, having to open that menu to do it every time would not be fun, so next time I gotta put, if there is a next time, I gotta put, that can still hit you, wow, okay. I gotta put that in my hot bar, whatever. Quick items, there. The item slot where you use the items with a button press. Okay, so yeah. Before he teleports away, you can basically wail on Aldrich's back end, get a lot of damage in that way. This is... I keep messing that up. This is far from the hardest fight in the game. It is a very damaging fight. And has some weird attacks like that one. Okay, and then, once you get halfway through, you know the drill. It's a phase 2, and I'm also going to enter my own phase 2 to go along with it. And then, this is where the arrow attack sucks. Because now it chases you, so you have to spend a long time getting it off your back instead of actually making any progress towards attacking. Oh, that can go through the wall. I did not know that. Okay. Alright, so we move the thing down to quick items. And then I remember that those big projectiles can go through the pillar. Because I didn't know that. I thought I could block it with that. That's why I was standing there. Replace fire bombs. In fact, why don't I just replace both of these temporarily, just so I'm not flipping through a bunch of items. I'm gonna use this. Actually, to do it even more, I might just switch that off because I'm not gonna use a whole lot of magic here. I can sense I'm not gonna use a whole lot of magic here. I just realized I forgot to show the hidden message with Seek Guidance. You probably get the point. I hear you, you're so scary. You're so threatening. We're all so impressed. Is the knight actually making its way all the way here? It is! Too bad you're so slow. Put on something lighter. It's entirely possible Gwendolyn or Aldrich is attacking with lightning damage, and that's why the attacks are so damaging. It's hard to tell, though. Or maybe, how's my magic resist right now? It's 16. Yeah, that's not super great. It's a very quick buff, though. Okay, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Okay, got out of the way mostly. Now I have to get out of the way more. Just because I was low on health and it was about to do the plunge thing. Okay, knew it. I kind of hate that attack, but it's fine. I just have to get used to the fact it's delayed and weird. Uh-oh. Ooh, that looks like a swipe. I predicted correctly. This boss is when the death started. Oh, he's phase 2. Shit. Okay. He's starting off with this. Oh god, I have to heal. And then we're gonna dodge. Dodging through them doesn't really work. You have to run. Oh, crap! Oh my god, okay. Maybe the dragon strategy not really working, just because he's got all kinds of big, strong attacks, and I don't have very much defense on with the dragon form. So I would love to fight a battle with the dragon form, and I think I still will do it in the future. Maybe not this guy, though. Maybe this guy I should just not. Let's put something on again. Like, did the dress protect? What did I have on before? The antiquated set? Dress gives good magic protection. But obviously not the best, but still was pretty good. I kind of want to pick something new. How about the Painting Guardian set? Let's look like a Painting Guardian. Let's confuse him. Yeah, that gives pretty good magic resist, so here we go. We're gonna fight him as a Painting Guardian instead. The dragon didn't work. Alright. You get stabbed. Or you don't get stabbed, you missed your stab. I don't know how I got the sentences confused to that, but I did. Perfect. Perfect dodge. Perfect bob and weave. Perfect serpentine. Or serpentine. Whatever you prefer. Alright. Now I should probably re-equip my other stuff. Could put Carthus Rouge on. Could help. Alright. I prefer to attack closer to Gwendolyn just to deal the most damage I can. Because this is a boss that really starts stalling things out later on. Okay. There we go. That dodge somehow worked because I did it at the right time. I guess. Okay. I used up all my stamina, but this guy attacks slowly, so I'm not as worried. There we go. Phase 2 already. Here we go. He really likes to start with an archery attack, I've noticed. Okay, there we go. I was prepared for it that time. I think the worst part about this phase is the fire he surrounds himself with. No, the worst part about this is the arrow storm. Whoa, whoa, okay. If he hits you with that attack, he actually heals himself. That spinny scythe attack there, that heals him. A little thing I didn't know in my main channel playthrough. Getting a lot of damage in. Okay, now he's plunging. Yeah, it's when I'm greedy like that, I just go in for too many hits. Now every time he plunges, he shoots those after you. So you can basically do that magic pelting attack passively. Okay, dodged twice there. Got through. And I'm out of stamina for this, which means I'm getting hit. Yeah, I get too greedy. I gotta be less careless with stamina usage. That's just a big thing. That's just a big problem I have in Souls combat. I use up too much stamina, getting too happy with the attacks. Because, like, I'm under the mindset of, I want to get this thing fucking killed, and look at that health, it's so satisfying how much it's draining. Let me go in for more hits, and then I use up all my stamina, and then I get killed because of it. But you know who else is getting killed here? Aldrich! There we go. Wow, that was a lot lower health than I thought. Yeah, so the instant I started putting on clothes afterwards, that went so much better.
Unkindled one. The fire fades and awaits its one last lord. Prince Lothric is in your hands. Please save his soul.
So it sounds like even though that was the third Lord of Cinder we fought, it is not the last one. There are 5 thrones in Firelink Shrine after all, and only one of them has something right now. Cinders of Lord and Soul of Aldrich. Before continuing, I would like to look at these 2 items real quick. When Aldrich ruminated on the fading of the fire, it inspired visions of the coming age of the deep sea. Subnautica? He knew the path would be arduous, but he had no fear. He had no fear. He would devour the gods himself. Disgusting. Alright, moving on. Left by Aldrich. Aldrich became a lord by devouring men, but was disillusioned with his throne, and so took to devouring gods instead. Yeah, men aren't enough. We have to go all the way to gods. Oh yeah, there's also this Umbralash. Merchant, with captain of a clan of hunters, was fascinated with weaponry. Wow, okay. Cool. Might be a reference to Dark Souls, too.
Prince Lothric is in your hands. Please save his soul. Tell him what he must be, a lord.
I apologize, Emma, if I think that's your name. They really did you dirty there. They cut off that last line of dialogue. They cut off your final words. The Basin of Vows, chalice used in old ceremony in which Lothric knights take their vows. It is only a formality now, but it remains as an empty practice. We place this basin at the statue of Beheading Knight, like the one ahead of us right there. Ha ha ha, get it? Place the basin at the statue of the Beheading Knight. I'll come back to that. What I'd rather do instead is re-equip my Homeward Bones, and then I might head back to Firelink Shrine real quick, or no. I think I do want to just equip and use a Homeward Bone right now. Beep. Hopefully this will take me back to Anor Londo where I was, because there is more to see there. We did not see everything in Anor Londo. There's just a couple more things to find. And, you know, we have to help Anri. Yes, good, okay. It does start me right here. Unfortunately, oh wait. Can I warp back to that room? Oh, I can, okay, good. It automatically lit the bonfire in here for me. The bonfire, that's always the reward you get for killing a boss. My desktop background right now, I just looked over. It's a picture from Elden Ring, a very cool screenshot I got of Stormveil Castle in the distance, and that screenshot is topped off perfectly by this little penguin thing that's floating in the air. It's not standing on anything, but it's just chilling. I might pop the picture in if I remember to. If I don't, then sorry. There's Lord Gwyn. That's what that guy is in the statue. That is Guinevere. She was the Princess of Sunlight in Dark Souls 1, and I think in this game plays a much more high-level role, let's just say. Then you have these weird spinny platforms over here. These are also from Dark Souls 1. The room where we fought Aldrich in just now is the same room you fight Dragon Slayer Ornstein and Executioner Smo, the infamous duo of bosses in Dark Souls 1, and the infamously hard boss in Dark Souls 1. The one that, like, a lot of people have a lot of trouble with, because it involves you fighting two people at once. My back really hurts right now. Okay. Since I'm not quite done recording this video, I may want to briefly pause recording and just go get some ibuprofen, because for some reason my back is hurting, and I don't know why. I'm in a chair that's supposed to prevent this. How could you, chair? This is the room where in Dark Souls 1 you met Princess Guinevere, and she gave you the Lord Vessel that lets you fast travel between bonfires. Now you get the Sun Princess Ring, which I actually really like a lot. In fact, I think I'll switch it on instead of the Silver Cat Ring, just for the time being, and just to show it off. It gradually restores your HP. It's a very slow increase, but as you're not really doing anything out in the wild, your HP will be refilling. In addition, with the auto HUD setting, the constant refilling of your HP actually causes the health bar to stay on the screen, so you can actually see what health level you're at. So this is a very useful tool if you play with auto HUD like me. Of course, you know, you could just play with the HUD on like a normal person, but what can I say? I don't feel like being a normal person. Are these all, like, earthworms? What the hell? Okay. Well, before we do anything else, I would like to go back to the entrance of Anor Londo and see if I can't be summoned into Anri's worlds. Ow, fire. Ow, fire. There we go. Hopefully that chased it off. Okay, I still can. Good. That's exactly how it should work, because that's exactly how it works online. Let me stay here for a moment, make sure these enemies don't see me. Alright, if I stand here, I should be safe. So yeah, we're just gonna answer Anri of Astora's call and be summoned into their worlds. Moss fruit. That's right, I'm still operating under the assumption I'm gonna be cutting this out.
Then I'm afraid Horace. No. Involved is my resolve. Please, lend me your strength.
You are so calm right now as you're being slammed into the ground by Aldrich. So yeah, you help Anri fight Aldrich. You can only do this... I did not know he could do that twice. Okay. You can only do this battle if you have killed Horace down at Smoldering Lake, so it's actually a really good thing I did Smoldering Lake last time. And I fought and killed Horace. Because this battle will not trigger if you don't do this. Okay, bam, bam, bam. Okay, good. That still hurt me. I hate life. I mean, I must hate life if I'm so keen on losing it. I can't Ember during this, so is that going after me? Looks like it's going after Anri. Oh, Anri, oh, Anri, oh, Anri, oh! Oh, watch out, watch out. I'm getting hits. I'm getting hits. I could be using my magic to help. Okay, good, good. The NPCs know how to dodge their bosses. Which makes sense. They are AI. It was programmed specifically to fight certain bosses. Good. Gonna run in case those go after me. They did go after me, okay. Crap. So yeah, we're basically doing a rematch against Aldrich. Okay, good thing that didn't take me out. I did heal him, unfortunately. Now, we do have to be alive with this boss killed in order to have helped Anri with this battle. And Anri can't die. We both have to stay alive all the way through to the end. Oh, but if this happens and Anri can tank this, this should be good. This should be good, this should be good, this should be good, this should be good, this should be good. Yes, it did it! Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive! No, 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 no! Oh my god, I'm gonna die! It's okay, we did it! It's okay! I did get killed, whatever. The attack lingered all that time, and I was too panicked to start sprinting. Well, if Henri says anything to you there and it didn't play because I died, well, whatever. Now at this point, if we return to the place where we fought Horus in Smoldering Lake, there should be something there for us to see. So, let's go do that. I could just run manually. I don't have to care. I'm a pro at dodging these fireballs. Sprint, 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 sprint. Nice job. We're so impressed. Just do this and you'll dodge anything. There we go. Just occasionally walk to the side and you'll probably dodge it. Alright. Nice job, I guess. Alright, I want to go to this place, I believe. How are we seeing out of that helmet, by the way? There's only like one hole in the center. Alright, I honestly, before I continue, I'd like to go get myself some ibuprofen to hopefully take care of my freaking random backache. Is this what it's like to grow up? Alright, I am back. Hold on, I actually want to fill this last slot with something. When I left my room, my cat was sitting there on my stairs, and as I went downstairs to get the thing, he ran downstairs alongside me, which usually means he wants food. And then we went down to the bottom, and what do you know, the freaking, yeah, guess we can put the torso stone there. What do you know, his freaking bowl was full already. And then it turned out he didn't actually want food. He wanted something else. I must say, one of my cats, actually the one in my profile picture, that cat, what he wants at any given time is an abstract concept that humans will never understand. It's just like, he just wants the most random things at times. Sometimes he'll just walk around the house meowing at everyone he sees, but if you do anything for him, it doesn't work. It doesn't satisfy him. He's just never happy with anything you do, until he randomly is. It's just, whatever he wants at any given time is a puzzle. Return to the cave where we fought Horus, and there should be more to do here now that we've helped Henri. Or is there? Oh wait, maybe it's actually something else first. Okay, yeah, there's nothing here. Maybe it's something else first. Maybe we have to go to the shrine, because I heard this is another step. That if you go to the shrine and talk to Ludleth, he'll actually have something. And it's entirely possible me dying in that battle caused this questline to no longer progress properly, which would suck if it did. I'd hate that.
Ah, well met. That at last returned. Knowst thou the name Anri of Astora? The brave lad left this as thanks.
Henri's straight sword. So this is what you get if you find Henri dead in that one room of Anor Londo.
Though gave no elucidation. So, happened upon any twisted souls?
Yes, actually. I guess we'll do this right now. Life Hunt Scythe and Dark Moon Longbow. Longbow of Gwendolyn, who was gradually devoured by Aldrich. Bow is imbued from the most powerful thing. This is a miracle, so I can't really use this. Aldrich dreamt as he slowly devoured the god of the Dark Moon. In this dream, he perceived the form of a young, pale girl in hiding. That, I think, is crossbreed Priscilla he's talking about. Or that item description is talking about.
Little warning from this little lord. Seek not the boy. He knoweth his fate, what will become of him upon his duty's end. He would not wish thee follow him.
I'm not sure what that means. Is he talking about Henri?
Aha, so
Probably. Well, sorry, but it's a feature in this game that I want to show, so no. Alright, now that we've done that, maybe something new is here. You would think the new thing would be here regardless of if you talk to the dude or not, but that's just how FromSoft quests are. 66665 souls. Very close. If I just sell a dung pie to the Shrine Handmaid, I could make that 66666. I should have done that. Well, it's too late now. Run over the logs. I'm so glad to have that thing turned off. Having it on through here is just a pain. I like how that the tallest candle there is the only one that isn't lit. Goes to show that a bunch of smaller guys can beat a big guy, I guess. I heard a splash. Is that an indicator of something? No. There's still nothing here. Okay. Well, we never actually told Henri of Horus's location. Because, the way that I had the questline described is when I was on my little lookup session is that, after you, help Henri defeat Aldrich, they can be found down here. And it's actually then when they build the grave for Horus, but it seems they aren't here. Maybe they're in an alternate location. I won't look for that right now in this video. I think I would rather head back to Shrine. Let's level up, buy some stuff, and then we will try placing the basin at the base of the statue and get started on that.
Welcome us.
All right,
Then take
level up. I got 6665. This should be enough for plenty. Let's get Vigor. I think I need that. Endurance as well, and that's it. We can use the rest to buy stuff. Buy new spells, maybe. Do you have... Oh, yeah, I can give you a Umbral Ash. Let's do that. Gracious! Okay. Oh, a Hidden Blessing. I don't think I need that. Hidden Blessings are a lot less useful unless you're, like, really jamming up your, attunement, which I'm not. I think the unlimited gold pine resin is new, so we can now buy every pine resin, basically, an unlimited quantity of. That's cool. Ooh, large Titanite shard we got. I think that was the Easterner's ashes just now, so. Then what else? Ooh, we got this, the Helm of Favor. I think now that we have the Ring of Favor, this is the knight that, I want to say Lautrec wore in Dark Souls 1. It was a guy who would, actually, like, betray you and kill someone very important for your survival. It's the affection of the goddess Fina, and the Ring of Favor in this set is based on the goddess Fina, the goddess of favor. Space is crafted to pick the goddess' embrace, despite ignoring the fact that her love is in fact as fickle as the weather. Drift on a sea of isolation, only his faith to love a goddess remained true, and so the knight forsook all else. Very cool. Eastern armor, that's also from the Eastern's Ashes. This might be a reference to Dark Souls 2. Not really sure. Oh yeah, now that we've been through Anor Londo, we can buy the Majestic Smo's armor set. Oh my god. I feel like I have to wear this at some point, but not now. The Black Iron set, this is for killing Night Slayer Sorig. Executioner set, I think this is Horus's armor. The Exile Mask, this is from one of the people guarding Farron Keep, and then I think it's all stuff we've seen before. Yeah, all stuff we've seen before, except this, Wood Grain Ring. Well, I guess I'll buy it just because I want all the rings. Or at least as many rings as I can get. It slows equipment degradation. Okay, sucks. It's a really cool looking ring though, so I'm glad I have it, but wow, what a terrible effect. Originating in the same region, followed a practice of inscribing special words on the blade of their swords and are naturally drawn to this ring. Dudes, you can just sit at a bonfire, you don't have to worry. Alright, let's talk to you. Let's see. Soul Spear, oh, 32. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm aiming for. Magic Shield, I don't really care. Homing Soul Mass, that might be good. You still can't use this yet, but I'm very close. Sure, we'll get that. We'll buy this another time. I think that'll be it for now. Do I have the Dark Edge thing that I kind of want to try? I do. I need 30 intelligence for it, okay. And I don't think I have enough souls to buy anything else. Maybe, let's talk to Irina. We haven't talked to Irina in a long time. Oh, I should buy more Homeward Bones as well. Okay, we'll get Force, just so I have it. I already got your ring. I don't think she says anything new for, like, the whole game, basically. Okay, then I'm gonna buy some Homeward Bones, and then we're gonna try placing that basin. Placing that basin. Ah, well met, Ashen One. How may I be of service? I don't sound like that. You make me look bad. You're scaring everyone off. Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's go. So, I would like to warp over to Vort of the Boreal Valley and re-enter the chapel there. The chapel that Emma was in. And then we're gonna see how much damage we do against all these guys patrolling outside. This is gonna be fun. What if I die? That'd be really funny. I hope that happens, honestly. I have it coming to me. I still forgot to show the whatever. The hidden message in Anor Londo. That's okay. It's there. Trust me, it's there. If you seek guidance, it gives you a hint towards the location of Yorshka. Oh. Yeah, these guys are getting their hits on me, but, you know, they're also being hit in return, and that doesn't help them very much. The running attack is kind of fun, but also it's a big commit. It's a big get commit. Okay, this is how you can separate them and fight them one at a time. I think I was, like, struggling to find ways to do that in the first episode, if I remember right. There we go. Oh my god. They die so much faster now. It's great. Alrighty then. These guys are trying to climb up the walls. If the door blocks you, try the walls. That's the standard rule of life, I guess. All this furniture off to the side, but a huge open space in the middle. I wonder why that could be. Alright. Let's place the thing. Now this is a cool one. Here we go. Dancer of the Boreal Valley. I might have to take a moment to readjust her attacks. I've never seen her do that before. What the hell? Alright. Oh, man. I do not do very much damage. And she does a lot of damage. And she also ignites the walls and shit. That grab attack, kind of rough. Got out of the way of it, though. And it explodes. Cool. She swipes. She backhands. She does that. Cool. Oh, fuck. Okay. I hit her in the head. Drink? No. That explodes. Very cool. Yeah, I'm not doing a lot of damage to her at all. She must be really resistant to slash. Well, I can help that with magic. Oh, shoot. I did not... Okay, didn't know that was a thing you could do. She's very slow in this first part. Of course, as I just hinted at, that's subject to change. Wow. Oh, I dodged in exactly the wrong point. I have a habit of doing that. Here we go. She has 2 swords now, and now becomes ridiculous. Cool. I think that last swipe tends to not hit me. I don't know if it's like it has no hitboxes at all or what. Okay, I'm running away just to be cautious. I want to relearn her attacks. I want to see them all again. You know, unlike what I did there. I feel like Dark Souls 3 is definitely a game you don't have to memorize boss attacks to win at them. Oh god. Okay. Oh, that explodes too. I thought the fire would do it, because it makes sense for fire to do it. I didn't think the water would too. This is a great, like, it's like a dance of fire and ice or whatnot, whatever. That one rhythm game. Apparently that game has a full version. I only played, like, the little 3-level version on Flash, back when Flash existed. I thought it was fine. Not my thing. I don't think rhythm games are my thing overall. I like Geometry Dash, but that one's a much simpler rhythm game. Okay, yeah, this boss is hard. I think, I say that Pontiff Sullivan is the hardest required boss, but at least for him, you get NPC summons. For Dancer, you don't get any NPC summons at all, so... The Dancer of the Boreal Valley may very well be harder than him, for that reason. And, you know, she's a similar challenge level. It's just that in my experience, I've been able to kill her relatively easily compared to Pontiff Sullivan, so yeah, I think I find her easier on the whole. How does that still hit? I'm really close to her. I don't know if that should be hitting me. She has a lot of health though, so the length is definitely a big aspect of her challenge. There we go. I can remain that close to her if I just do it right. I'm sorry to keep hitting her in the butt. It's just... Ow. it's the most prominent location where you're safe and where you can attack her. Not my fault she has the worst posture I've ever seen in my life. Jeez, I was complaining about my own backache earlier, but she must go through backaches every single day of her life. She also has a fairly short run back, considering some of the other run backs in this game. There are some very long ones. The run back to High Lord Volnir, if you die to him at all, is pretty nuts. But it doesn't come close to the level of some of Dark Souls 1's boss fights. Another reason why I'm not a big fan of Dark Souls 1. Here we go. It's focus time. Okay, being on that side of the grab attack is better, I think, than being on the other side. That way she has less of a chance of hitting you. Oh, fuck. Okay. She's just doing that again. I do love how the room slowly lights up with fire as she hits stuff. That's so cool. There we go. I actually like Stance Broker. Okay, it was not... Did not open a critical hit. Whoa, okay. Okay. There's some attacks in this game that just, like, they start up and come out in a fraction of a second from the boss being completely idle and still, and it's weird to me. Okay. Starts on the other side of the room, then makes her way over. Yeah, okay, that's the maximum number of times she can attack in that little pirouette move, so I usually tend to just run away from it. Oh, that explodes twice, I forgot. Okay. Oh, crap, that one's so hard. The timing is really hard. I think that's the main challenge with this fight, is the timing. Cool. She doing it again? No, okay. And there's some attacks that you'd think would have an ending, but they don't. Like that one. The one before that one. Oh my god. See? How was I supposed to react to the second hit? It came out so fast. I think it's my only real problem with Dark Souls 3 bosses. Both they and, like, Elden Ring do this too. There's some attacks, the boss is standing there like normal, and then suddenly, whoop-oo! And I'm like, okay, what? Especially when the camera was so zoomed in on her, I couldn't see anything. I didn't know she was swinging at all. Whatever, though. It's not a huge deal. Let's get back to it. And, you know, with enough time and memorization, you can, like, get yourself to a point where you never get hit by those attacks again. But guess who wants to spend their time playing other games and not only Dark Souls for the rest of my life? Me. I know, heresy. I'm supposed to only ever play a Dark Souls game until the end of my life, once I've started. Ow, okay. Good. Watch you down a little there. I also definitely haven't leveled Vigor very much. But, you know, I'm still not being, like, one-shot yet, so I think it's fine. Oh my god. I don't know if that hurts you to be in, I'm just being careful. Alright, now she should not be able to reach me with that. But, you know, it's hard for me to get a counter in. That's the only downside. But it's fine, she got staggered anyway. Whoa, see, like, when she swipes twice really quickly like that... Oh, the bench. The bench of doom. Okay, good, she did not hit me through that pillar. When she swipes twice really quickly like that, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Like, if I get hit by the first one, I get hit by the second one, and the first one's already really hard to get hit, to react to. Let alone both at once. Okay, come on. Whoa, what the fuck? Okay. This is a boss I've definitely not played against enough to really have her moveset down. Pontiff Sullivan is a boss, like, I remember his moveset fairly well. At least, I think I do. But this boss, I just haven't fought against enough times in my life to get it down. Okay, I do vaguely remember that. Every hit from her knocks me down to 1 hit left, basically. Alright, I'm going for attacks instead. Then heal right now, because she tends to be slow when she wants to be. Okay, watch out for second explosion. There we go. I knew it was coming. That's the attack that looks like it should have an ending, but doesn't. Fuck. Oh, I got out of the way in time. Okay. Oh, that was not enough time to hit. I thought for certain you'd be staggered for longer than, like, a second. Fuck. Okay, yeah, I'm just kind of standing still there. I could have clutched that, but yeah. I am not very good at this boss. We're seeing here. Farron Flash Sword. What is that, a tip? Oh, use Farron Flash Sword on this boss. No thanks. I've used it. I don't like it. It's no Carian Slicer. Because, like, I want to say on my first playthrough of the game, it only took me, like, 7 tries to beat her. On my, recorded YouTube, my main channel playthrough, it took me 3 tries to beat her, and on my second playthrough, it took me 3 tries to beat her as well, so yeah. Definitely doing worse here. Let me see if I can incorporate magic. Maybe she's weak to... I don't have the... God damn it. Let me at least, like, use Soul Greatsword. Okay, that sucks. Never mind. I'm actually glad that grab didn't hit me. It very much could have. Whoa! That's my bad for not looking at you. Oh yeah, I should also remember that I do indeed have embers. And I can use them. Whoa, fucking hell. That looks so weird. It looks like she was gonna swing from overhead. I guess that's the point, though. It's like, her attacks are really weird. She does not move like a normal person. She's all, like, mangled and mutated like everyone else. Which then would make her normal, I guess. But yeah, some of her movements have no rhyme or reason behind them. Okay, that does not hurt. That's good to know. Okay, watch out for explosion. In fact, dodge just to be safe. Oh my god! And that attack has an end. Man. And like, once I got hit by the first, it basically felt like I couldn't move anymore. Because she did the other one so quick. Okay. I'm okay with this. I'm not mad. I'm okay with this. I'm just realizing that I'm actually bad at this fight, or that it's been forever since I last fought her, so I'm really rusty at this fight. So I'm just getting back in the swing of things. I'm getting back at the swing of the blades. I fucking hate taking a hit from that spear guy. That spear guy gets me every time. Maybe I should consider equipping that magic weapon spell again. That's a simple one. Only you could stick to the simple stuff more often. But I know. Nothing's ever simple with you. Phase 2 just like that, okay. Okay, just have a tantrum in the corner. See if I care. I think it's the same kind of thing where I really need to be careful with, okay, it's that. Cool. I really need to be careful with, my 2-attack strategy. Then sometimes I should just go for 1 attack. I don't need to get 2 in every time. Unless she, you know, has a really long recover time, like there, after the swipe up. She has a long recovery time, so I felt comfortable going for 2. And now she's just using simple attacks on me so far. Like, she could be making this harder than she is. Okay, that's harder, that's harder, that's harder. You know what? I'm gonna Ember. Don't you dare. Fuck, no, come on! Come on! Literally right at the end of the animation! God damn it! That could have been so good! Alright, fine. I suppose sometimes that just has to happen, you know? I'm sure that used my Ember too. Sometimes that has to happen in Dark Souls, you know? You go for something cool, and then you accidentally, you do it at just the wrong time, and so you choke, and you die on your own. I'm gonna stop there. There is no word that I could follow that up with to make it sound good. Why does it sound like underneath all the echo filters, she's saying eggs as she goes for the grab attack? Eggs! I don't know why. This is the weird shit I think about when I fight bosses. Eggs! I was gonna say, you should be entering phase 2, right? Alright, here we go. Well, that was quick. Don't feel that high energy today, huh? Oh my god, are you kidding me? That should not linger that long, IMO. I know there were still particles in the ground, but, like, the actual explosion part was done. I forgot about that. Because, you know, you wouldn't expect her to move into that afterwards, but, you know, that's the whole point of this fight. You wouldn't expect half the shit she does. Yeah, she does it anyway because she's cooler than you. Come on, no. I literally... there was no room for me to do anything there. Alright. This is becoming a real challenge, ain't it? A real challenge that I'm close to complaining about, and I don't want to do that. Orvian Great Knife, indeed. I think that's spoiling a Dark Souls DLC item. Or Dark Souls 3 DLC item. We have not been to the DLC yet. But hey, those loading screens are rife with spoilers. It'd be cool if, like, the items unlocked over time, or maybe it would only show items that you picked up, to avoid spoiling yourself on items you'll be finding. Because I think they can just show whatever items in the game they want. Okay. Got 3 hits. Might be a mistake. Doesn't seem like one. There we go. Yeah, especially if she goes that direction for some reason. Oh, I was worried that the tail end of that attack would have hit me. What the fuck are you doing? Okay, what? You've never done that much damage in a hit before! this is actually starting to become annoying. And I hate to say it, but it is. I don't understand how I can apparently luck my way through this battle on my first few playthroughs, and then suddenly, on this one, I'm way worse. Like, how does this happen? I should really consider re-equipping Great Magic Weapon and using it, huh? I always say I should, and then I never do it. That's how I roll. Got out of the way of that barely. I got a vibration in my controller, which told me I was really close to that attack, but thankfully not close enough to be hit by it. Oh shit, no. Okay, oh my god, you stopped it early. I got so lucky there, because I was out of stamina. Nah, I shouldn't. Okay, now we've gotten to this point. I do kind of want to Ember. Fuck, I'm panicking. Put it on. Nah, that stopped it. Okay. I had a better time to do it earlier, and I just didn't. Now. There it is. I even avoided that somehow, but not the follow-up. That's fine. Okay. No! Thank you for delaying them so much. I was actually able to get my rhythm back on track. That's a stab. Okay. She hasn't done that attack very much. She used to do it all the time to me. There we go. There it is. Oh my god. See, that time, 6 flasks. Like, I just kind of got lucky. I don't know. I always felt like I was better at these bosses, but now I don't know anymore. Whatever, we did it. We did it. I was able to avoid her successfully, whether or not it was because she did easy attacks I knew of, or it was because I was actually good, which is very unlikely. I still did it, so let's put on a Great Magic Weapon, just so I never forget. Okay. You know, after all this, I really don't feel like placing the basin there anymore. I think I'm just gonna head back to the shrine. We're gonna save placing the basin for next time. Placing the basin, as you know. Wow, 2 hours, so yeah. The actual Anor Londo was not very long. It was the dancer that took us that long.
Welcome her
Speak thine heart's desire, then touch the darkness. Then talk to the darkness within me. I don't know what that would mean. Yeah, intelligence. Then 20 endurance, I say. Just because, you know, I'm still having issues with stamina management. I don't know. Soul the Dancer. The Pontiff Sullivan bestowed a double-slashing sword upon a distant daughter of the former royal family, ordering her to serve first as a dancer, and then as an outrider knight, the equivalent to exile. So I believe, since both Vort and Dancer hail from Irithyll, I do believe, and Vort's soul mentions the Dancer, that he was never far from the fleeting Dancer. I believe they were, like, affiliated with each other in some way, and then they were both sent as an outrider knight that is, like, guard somewhere outside of Irithyll, and that process mangles them into those beasts. So yeah, Pontiff Sullivan basically sent them to die, honestly. The miracles of Guinevere, the princess cherished by all, bestow their blessing on a great many warriors. So why does the Dancer have this? Well, it's believed the Dancer of the Boreal Valley is one of the daughters of Guinevere, who we've heard mentioned. And it's also believed, might even say here, displays symbolic of the Dancer's vows, chanted by, okay, mirroring the Pontiff, cool. I'll buy this because they're cooler. Even though they're really weak and terrible and I hate them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Queen of Lothric is supposed to be Guinevere, because the Hidden Blessings item description says blessed by the Queen of Lothric. In the first Dark Souls, they say blessed by Guinevere. So, Guinevere became the Queen of Lothric. Just a cool little piece of lore there. With my souls, I don't think I can buy anything extra. And I don't think anyone else has anything, so I think that's just gonna be where we end it here. Let me take off this hat. Maybe switch to a different outfit after this. It's also possible my armor was not suited to her, whatever. Armor doesn't do anything anyway. You heard it here first. Armor doesn't do shit. Brass armor. Does this... Okay, no heavy rolling, and it looks pretty cool. How about the helmet on top? Maybe the helmet will cause me to heavy roll. Yeah, because I do like the look of this armor. Oh, and it doesn't cause heavy rolling. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to start a trend of actually wearing helmets for a change. As much as I normally never like wearing them, I think I will start that. So, we'll put on the brass set for next time, and yeah, that'll be it for today. So, next time on Dark Souls 3, we're going to place the basin at the base... place in the basin at the statue. Yeah. Alright, thank you all for watching if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.